I'll do the intro. Fuck it. Welcome to Welcome back to another episode of the Run.down. It's your boy Tyrese London, Julius Randle Hive, founder, owner, incorporated CEO with my boys Sam and Frank Barrett 119. How are y'all feeling? Because I'm feeling electric.
I'm
Oh,
feeling
man.
I'm feeling like 1% worse than I was beforehand because you didn't even give me the first name. You give Sam the first name treatment. I'm just fucking Twitter handle. I didn't realize it was like that, Tyrese.
Your Twitter handles in your name tag.
That's fair. But Jeff is here.
You're right.
Tyrese is like belligerently drunk and high off this Knicks win. Reasonably
I'm
so.
I'm legitimately like
I've
cracking
legit been just sitting here laughing this whole time. But welcome back to the show, y'all. Knicks win in insane fashion, 122 to 120 by a miraculous Julius Randle three-pointer, basically at the buzzer, to secure our 8th straight win. I don't know what else to say. Like, I mean, you have Julius Randle pulling off the 43 piece, Jalen Brunson pulling off whatever he did on one ankle, and then you have Emmanuel Quickley solidifying his 6th man of the year case all in one game. I mean, like, I don't know what to say.
I need to detail what happened when he hit the shot. Okay, so me and my dad were watching the game. We're standing up because Knicks fans in general stand up when the game's tight. I think it's like tradition for all of us. Too. Yes. So like Randall turns the ball over. My dad is like cursing like everything, and I'm like, come the fuck on. And then I see Julius get the ball back, bobble it, hit the shot, and I literally run down my hallway. Shirt up, acting like I scored a goal in the World Cup. For somebody who has stood on the island, me and Chris have been waving the flag all off season. I feel vindicated as a motherfucker right now. He is winning. He is going to make his second All-NBA team. Tell Idris Adebayo, I'm not even calling him Bam because the only thing he bammed tonight was the damn refs. The only thing he bammed was Tyler Herro's arm and that bullshit ass foul towards the end of the game. Tell Bam to hold these nuts. Tell Jimmy Butler he's a free throw merchant with a bum knee.
We're gonna talk about that too after we like continue singing the Knicks praises. But yeah,
tell Tyler Herro. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add on to that. Like, keep falling, man. Keep flailing your legs and yelling, "Hey!" because you're gonna need it in the plan. Like, good for you. Like they did everything they could to give him that game. That was one of the most embarrassingly ref games I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it was absolutely
Here's
terrible.
The thing. We talk about it on here all the time. You can have a light whistle. You can have a tight whistle. But you can't have Josh Hart getting checked on one end and, that's Heat defense. You know, they're the best defense in the league because they're intense. And then on the other hand, Jimmy Butler just flails his legs and yells, "Hey," at the lightest contact. And it's just foul after foul after foul. You have to have a consistent whistle. It's an impossible game to play if there's two different sets of rules. And that's what we got tonight. Didn't matter, though, because, the better team won. So.
And that's right. We the better team. Oh, this team making the finals.
Tyrese jumping all the way out the window. I don't even blame him, man. 8 straight wins, and to win your 8th straight win in that fashion, to fight through the adversity of the refs on the road. I wouldn't say a hostile environment because that's MSG South, but like to fight through the adversity of the refs, giving Miami literally every single chance to get back into this game, and to pull it off with that type of shot after Julius Randle has been probably the most unclutched Knick like for the longest time. Like, he has been absolutely terrible in these moments, and looked like he was turning into one of those moments once again as he was losing the ball. And for him to pull off our 8th straight win as we are in the midst of like this absolute offensive and like just absolute like masterful surge of basketball is just like insane. Like I don't know what else to say, but like this is just insane. Like this has been absolutely the best stretch of Knicks basketball I've ever watched, like in my career, in my life, like ever.
Oh God. Hey God, good. Hey man.
And those were just two like entirely different halves. Like the first half was just pure execution domination by the Knicks. And then the second half, the Heat did an intelligent thing with the way the game was being called and just the way the game was going, and they just mucked it up. They stepped up the intensity on defense and were like, we're going to get the whistle advantage. So we're just going to work. And they had, they executed well. They defended really well. And that was just pure emotion. I can't believe Jalen Brunson came back out there. He had a number of huge shots in the fourth quarter. I literally blacked out. I don't even know, I don't know how to break it down, analytically or play by play, I don't even know if I'm going to have it in me to rewatch that game. I don't think I can do it. That's just,
I will.
Man,
TV will be on.
This was just, and then to go from this, and then we got to go into Boston after they just blew a 28-point lead on Sunday.
Food.
Man. I mean, I don't have any analysis because my brain is still trying to wrap around this game. It's I just don't know what else to say. This was absolutely such an incredible win. I mean, Julius was absolutely roasting the fuck out of Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. No matter who they had on him, he was absolutely cooking them. This was Julius Randle's homage to Melo's late season 50-point game, just in a way more insane fashion. But yeah, I mean, my brain is still trying to wrap around this game. That was insane.
That was the best game of his career.
Easily.
That is the best game of his career.
I mean, the 3-point shot making, the game winner, he was locked in on defense.
His defense,
his defense was absolutely insane.
I'll tell you what, there was one moment, and I tweeted it at halftime. I was Randle had 25 in the first half and was our best defender on Jimmy Butler. At some point, forget his flaws and just appreciate the guy. There was one moment in the second half when he literally just stood there as Martin ran to the other side of the court and hit a go-ahead three. That was Randle's guy. And Randle literally just didn't even notice him. He didn't even notice that he was moving. And then after Martin got free and hit the three, Randle turned around and started yelling at Emmanuel Quickley.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I was just I was trying so hard not to be this is 2022 Julius Randle. But who cares? He is now, it's so far away from what it was last year where his mistakes had to be loud because he just wasn't impacting winning. He's earned himself the longest rope to have those because he's doing it on both ends and he's doing it in a way that's impacting wins. This was best game of his career. This was magnificent.
Yeah, I mean, best game of his career for sure. I would push back on the idea. I didn't think he actually played very good defense for multiple stretches this game, but I kind of didn't care because I'm yeah, that's fine. If you shoot the way you're shooting, you're allowed to not care about Cody Martin, not care about Max Strus, and not care about various guys that get open because you're giving me that and way more on the other end of the floor. So because he had one in Hero earlier in the half too, where he just didn't step up and Hart kind of got caught on the screen and Hero was able to step into an open three. But again, it's one of those things.
He had one at the end of the first quarter where Martin beat him backdoor and Hartenstein had to cover for him, and Hartenstein did a really good job of sliding with him, and Martin still ended up hitting a contested three. Sorry.
Yeah. So no, I mean, the thing is all of those things. I didn't think he had he'd had great moments on defense. I didn't think he
his
played
defense
on
certain players was much better, Bam and Jimmy.
It was a thing where he was when it was Bam or Jimmy, he was I'm up for this, I'm ready, I'm pumped. And if it was anybody else, he was just I don't care. I just don't respect you and I'm just not going to defend you. But again, if you play the way he did offensively, you're allowed to have those stretches. And that is what it is. That's ultimately what it is. And I just think they won a game where I really felt aside from Randle being hot from three and just them generally shooting well from three, I just thought everything went against them in this game. They got almost doubled up at the free throw line. Brunson obviously gets hurt midway through the third. Their first half rotation was all fucked up because they got bullshit calls both on Quickley and RJ. So they had to change their rotations. So they had all these various things go against them, and they still won this game. They still came out victorious. Obviously, most of that's because of Randle, but you look at this box score. I mean, 43 from Randle, 25 from Brunson, 17 from RJ. 21 from Quickley. Like you got 4 guys, going double digits. I'll be honest, I didn't like. I said that I tweeted out something like when he put RJ back in that it was just like I think this. I wouldn't have done it because I thought Hero was torching the entire game, and somebody was like, "Well, he scored 5 points on RJ in the second half," and I'm like, I don't know what the like exact numbers are there, but all I know is I felt like every single time RJ was defending him, Hero was getting wide open, like he was just getting open, either open from 3 or getting into the lane and creating like passing lanes, whatever it was. It was way too easy for him. I didn't particularly love that move. I didn't hate it because at the same time, I'm like, like sometimes you just kind of have to roll the dice with somebody and you're like, okay, I'll just give RJ a shot here. So I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't have gone that way. But like they ended up winning the game. And I don't think like subbing RJ in or not really affected too much down the stretch, if at all anything. I mean, and also the fucking timeout situation at the end, because they got screwed on that bullshit ass call that Hero got, which like technically it's like one of those where I get when they review it, they can't overturn it. I'm fine with them not overturning it, but it's like that should never be called in real time. That was like so obviously not a foul, and it's just bullshit that was even called. So again, like so many things worked against him in this game. Hart had a weirdly bad defensive rebounding game down the stretch against like Butler. It felt like got so many boards just individually matched up on him. But like again, they just come away with a win, and I mean, like I know Boston lost today in some bizarre fashion to Brooklyn, but like I feel like Sunday now is basically like a house money game. You're 3.5 on Miami. I don't know what you're up on Brooklyn. I'm not that worried about them. Like I just think you're in a really you're in a good spot here. Like the Knicks are, if they beat Miami one more time, they own that tiebreaker too. So like the Knicks are.
Schwinn, wouldn't you say that it's even more of a house money game now? Because like Boston, like no, but I'm saying like if Boston had won, you mentioned that Boston blew a game to Brooklyn. In my opinion, Boston's more likely to be locked in Sunday because they just had that this ridiculous loss. Like they don't want to lose 2 in a row on their home court. They like if there was ever a wake up like, oh, we need a fucking lock in game. We want to beat the Knicks. We want to end this winning streak. I feel like if there was ever a game Boston is going to be locked in for, a regular season game, this is one of them.
I mean, Boston's a bunch of tryhards, so like who cares? But like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I think the Knicks are going to be up too. The Knicks are going to be up too, and it'll be a good game. That's for sure. It'll be a good game, but like, God, I'm sorry. Boston is just
the weirdest stat from today. The weirdest stat from today is Mitch was a -23 because I actually thought he played a really good game.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, what the hell is that?
And Hartenstein was a +22. I actually think Hartenstein. Like the weird thing is, I think Mitch played a really good game. I thought Hartenstein should have played more down in the fourth quarter. I thought when he got pulled, it was a mistake. I thought he was playing really well at the time he got pulled. Not a huge mistake because again, I think Mitch played fine, but like I just thought Hartenstein for whatever reason he was doing like a very weirdly effective job defensively, even though it felt like treacherous at times. But he played well. I mean, I know what did the Knicks got 6 points out of their centers, but it was like. I thought they both played very well tonight.
I saw, I forget who it was, so I hate that I'm not giving credit to somebody, but somebody talked about how and we've talked about it in this postgame too, the Knicks offense, a part of it is predicated on Mitch's ability to get offensive rebounds, right? Like, and so naturally, a team that really focuses on the defensive glass and focuses on taking that away from the Knicks, that I don't want to say is worrying, but it is a potential way to slow a top 5 offense down. Well, the Knicks got 6 offensive rebounds tonight and scored 122 points against one of the best defenses in the league. This is one of the best stretches of basketball we've seen as Knicks fans in this millennium. This is a great team right now. Objectively, this is a great team. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Not even the Julius Randle buzzer beater, but just like it was just another half of basketball where everything was humming, and it was just beautiful to watch. I don't know how to like break it down objectively or rationally. Like this is just a beautiful time to be a Knicks fan.
I would say I think the reason we didn't get a lot of offensive rebounds though today is just more. I don't think it's because they did some amazing like box out job. I thought it was because we were not getting much dribble penetration. They did a really good job of containing us the point of attack. Obviously, it helps that we made a bunch of threes, and then Brunson had some really tough shots. I thought Quickley made some good shots on stretch, and then we had a bunch of shots in transition in the first half that helped a lot too. So there's a lot that went our way in that sense, I guess. But like, I mean, I don't know. I would say on like
us going down late in the game, big time.
And they did that thing, Schwinn, that you always rant about that you hate. They build this big lead, operating with pace, exploiting the defense in the early offense, and then the second there's any pushback from the other team, slow it down. Let's walk it across half court, and then all of a sudden you're letting Miami's defense get set. They start blitzing pick and rolls. That's actually that's going to be a really interesting thing to look at in the playoffs to see if another team picks up on that. This is the second game in a row when teams have just said, we're not letting Jalen Brunson get inside the arc. We're going to blitz every single one of those. And if you're just going to keep setting a screen with Mitchell Robinson, we know you don't trust him in 4-on-3 situations. The Knicks need to build a counter to that.
I will say this game was perfect. Well, not perfect, but this was great, like playoff practice. Like I feel like this was great playoff practice. I mean, the adversity, you're on the road. I mean, it's not really that much of a hostile environment because like that's like our second home down there in Miami. But like again, to what Schwinn said and what we've all been saying, like the refs, like things not going our way down the stretch, like it just felt like, and the way this team was able to just pull through, it's it gives you like a little bit of hope that things are going to be much different this time around in the playoffs. Like you just have more confidence going forward with this team after a win like this. Like this is a team that shows great resolve time in and time out. So yeah.
3-point contest Julius Randle era is a great era to be in because now he doesn't miss from three. You know how like they say at the home run derby messes up people's swings. Like somehow the 3-point contest fixed Julius Randle's shot, and now he's turned into Julius Curry. So he's the best 30 playing in the league currently that isn't injured. So I'll take what I can get.
How many players in the NBA this season, from like a simple WAR perspective, not like actually being better basketball, how many players in the NBA this season have provided more value than Julius Randle? Are there 10?
Maybe.
Are there 10 players?
If I were voting today, he'd probably be all NBA second team. And he doesn't have a chance at first because Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic, but like he is firmly second team for me. Like I think right now he's a top 10 player. The way he's playing this regular season, he's been top 10.
Who else in the 3 forward slots for the second team, excluding those players you just named? Who else is there? There's Embiid, and who else?
Embiid, and I feel like by default you kind of have to go with somebody like LeBron.
Has Embiid actually been better than Randle this year?
No, I wasn't saying better. I just mean in the conversation.
Like, I don't like. I've heard, like, but I'm saying like I don't even think it's like besides it. Like to me, it's just like the only big that I'm 100% certain that should be voted above Randle is Jokic. That's it. Like Embiid's awesome. Don't get me wrong; he's an awesome player. But like, I mean, how many games up are Philly on us? By the way,
they are
4 games up.
Five in the loss column, I believe.
Okay, so they're 5 games up in the loss column. I think as much as I like love Jalen Brunson, and I know that, and I despise James Harden, and I know Harden didn't make an All-Star team, which I think there's a reason that he didn't make an All-Star team, which is the coaches being like, well, you forced your way out of Brooklyn like an asshole. We're not rewarding you this year. Like, I think I would still say Harden's a better player than Brunson. And I would say coming into the season, like, one team is performing well above expectations. And while I think it's not just Julius, this is not like 2020, 2021 when it's just like Julius carrying the offense as far as it could possibly go. It's a much more talented team. They have like, there's more contributors, whatever. I still think he's like the straw that stirs the drink. And while most of the time in crunch time, you're still saying like put the ball in Brunson's hands and let him do whatever he wants to do. Like Julius Randle is the best player on the team for what, 42 minutes a game? Like
43.
Yeah, whatever it is, like he's the best player on the team for the vast majority of the game, and this team is playing really well. Like I'm not like if you said Embiid's played better, sure. I just don't think it's like. I'm sorry, like I just don't think Embiid has done anything this year where I'm like 100% better. Oh yeah, a Giannis too. I forgot that Giannis counts as a big. But yeah, so Giannis and Jokic are the only two bigs that I'm just like 1,000% have been better than Julius Randle this year.
What about
other than that?
What about in just the forward slot? What about Tatum?
Yeah, I would say Tatum and Giannis. And honestly, you're putting Tatum there because he scores really well, but like
I don't know. I mean, Tatum's like I still think like I think Tatum's best talent is that like it's really easy to just put other guys around him. You don't have to like worry too much about fit with him. Yeah. So it makes it easy for them to be like, yeah, we can just go get a Brogdon and go get a Derek White and go have Marcus Smart and have Jaylen Brown. Like you don't need to consider fit too much with him. That's like a tricky thing a little bit with Randle. Although when he plays like this, it's not so much. But like I think with Tatum, it's just that team is pretty loaded. I know that like we've beaten them 2 out of 3 times, and I do kind of feel like weirdly we're a bad matchup for them. I still would say like up like from the top of the roster to the bottom of the roster, they still have a little bit more talent. They have a bit more talent than us, but like it's a weird one where it's like if you just told me straight up, would I trade Randle for Tatum in a vacuum? Yeah, I would, and I think most people would. But like we're not talking about to have, right? We're just talking about for this one single season. And I think if you're just evaluating this one single season, I think it's like it's at least a conversation. I think it's at least a conversation. I think some of these guys like Tatum and Morant, like those two guys especially come to mind, came into the season and they were just expected to like they were already at a higher standing. And I don't know. The way Randle's played this year, he's just played so well that you kind of have to like recalibrate and really think about it. I mean, Luka will get it over him. I have my own thoughts about Luka, but like I get it. But yeah, Randle's like there's nobody really in that forward spot or the big spot, whatever, however you want to phrase it, that I'm just like, there's not many guys that I'm like, like there's no conversation we had. They're just clearly better than Julius. Like I just this year, like I don't think that there's a lot of guys that you can say that about.
Yeah, this game basically put him on everybody's All-NBA ballot. I don't think there's any like you've heard the idea that Kawhi, which is stupid because he's barely fucking played. But you've heard like who else can you think of like Jimmy Butler? Like Jimmy Butler's a good player. Like Jimmy Butler, don't get me wrong, like he's had a really good season. He has barely fucking played, and like. There is a merit to like playing every single game. And if you're doing this for every single game and you're still like top 5 in points and top 5 in rebounds, like it's just this guy is a fucking top 10 player right now. And Brunson is literally top 15. So that's what the Knicks are operating with right now. And we have 6 man of the year Manuel Quickley.
He's gonna be close to a betting favorite after tonight.
I was about to say, I was just muted just now. I was about to say, speaking of ballots, Emmanuel Quickley, so once again solidifying himself in that. I mean, he should be damn near front runner.
He won it tonight.
Yeah,
I think he won it tonight.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should. He should have. Honestly, he was.
This is why taking him out when he did was so like I don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
he had 2
was
threes,
so annoying.
He had a floater. He dimed up Hartenstein for a floater right on the baseline. Like. I have no idea how you're watching that game. If anything, if he was going to pull one of him or Hart,
and he had that great stop on Hero when he forced him out of bounds.
I really don't understand that. I'm like not even really shitting on Tibbs because I do get why you go back to RJ. I did not like taking Quickley out there. I just thought he like clearly was into the game. He was hitting big shots. I'm not taking him out there. I'm just not. But look, they still won the game. Quickley came in to close it out, like whatever. Knicks win. Randle played awesome. Quickley played awesome. Brunson let his nuts hang after getting hurt. People are like freaking out, like in our Discord, like, "Oh my god, he's clearly hurt!" Like, and I'm like, guys, They're like NBA players. Okay, like
Yeah.
they know they know this game mattered. He knew this game mattered. These guys have like if you think that they don't play through injuries regularly, you're fucking naive. Like
they
you're
play
really really naive. All these guys, Butler's hurt every fucking game.
He was questionable coming into tonight with knee soreness.
Yeah,
I guarantee you he's sitting up the next game.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he probably will. But like that's my point, right? It's like these guys. Do you think Randle is just like he's Iron Man? Do you think he's actually never hurt? No, he's fucking hurt probably all the time, and he can just play through it. There are guys that can do that. There are guys that can't.
General soreness.
There's no shame in like being one of those guys that like can't like just and needs to be at like 95% health to be the best version of themselves. Like I bet you Julius on a lot of nights is nowhere close to 100%. None of these guys are. You think like they want to play? Like this isn't. Yes, it could hurt them short term, long term, whatever. But like, there's a difference to me between like, oh my God, he sprained his ankle versus like a guy clutching at his knee and hobbling up and down the court. Like, was he hobbling up and down the court at the end of the court at the end of the game? I didn't think so. Like, I thought he needed a couple of like possessions to kind of like get warmed up again. Yeah, but like I thought he was fine. He was fine. Like they're big boys. They get paid a lot of money.
They're grown men.
Yeah. The medical staffs get paid a lot of money. Shut the fuck up. Stop crying. Like, and this is like the one thing where I hate people are like, oh, Tibbs. Like, Tibbs isn't the fucking doctor, dude. Tibbs isn't like the medical staff. He's not just like, shut the fuck up. Jesus. Like, enough. Like, we can blame Tibbs for enough things. Like, if you want to. Like, we don't need to fucking sit there and act like he's giving medical diagnoses and like telling guys to rub dirt on it and come back. This isn't like high school football, okay? This isn't varsity blues. Get the fuck out of here.
I never wanna stop Schwinn from his great rants. But to go back to what y'all were talking about at the beginning of the conversation when you talked about pulling Quickley, do you guys think that the combination of Hart and RJ, to me, that's kind of an untenable combination, especially against smart teams? Because
I didn't like it. You could see it. Julius had a drive where like.
Do you think he was trying to like match up size?
Yeah, but like they were trying to match up size, but it was like, so they swung it. It was one of those where like Brunson runs the pick and roll, and they have Randle on the opposite side. So when Miami trapped, they swung it to Randle. Randle tried to drive like Butler's smart. So like Butler knows that when he picks up the ball behind the 3-point line, we know that Randle likes to drive right, but his handle isn't great going right? So Butler's just really smart about positioning himself where like Randle can't do that like upward jumper thing that he does, but also is like still bodying him where he can kind of fucking affect his dribble, right? So Randle's like dribbling with his right, and I can see it like Grimes is in the corner and RJ's like on the top wing, and it's like neat, like their guys are kind of helping off, but not really. And I'm like, okay, like this is, you can just see the spacing there. I'm like, this is one where they're helping way off because they're not worried about those guys really as shooters. And like, I'm like, this is where you just need a Grimes in the corner, because if they help off like that much on Grimes, then I want Randle to make that pass. But in that situation, I think Randle ended up taking some shot, and I don't know. I honestly don't remember if he made it or missed or whatever. but like, it's like I don't blame him regardless of the result, because I'm not passing it to Hart in the corner in that situation, or RJ right now. Like RJ, his threes in the second half, like
they were so short.
I mean, forget short. Like actually, all of his threes, other than like one, was just a god awful shot. Like he had that fucking pull up off the dribble. I'm like, you're not Steph Curry, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
He got and then he had that workout in. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. And then and then there's one that drove me nuts. It was on the play that I think Brunson got hurt on. So he gets the ball from like Randle on a swing. He had Grimes wide the fuck open in the corner. All he has to do is make one more pass. That's it. Just make one more pass. Grimes is wide open in the corner. He takes the shot, and he's like, what you see love in basketball, right? He's hanging. He's got his holding his hand up there. I'm like, and like he's fucking watching it like it's not an ugly duck, and it's an ugly duck. And then they throw the outlet to fucking Butler, And Brunson makes actually a great contest. There's no foul. Butler crying about fouls, by the way. Get the fuck out of here. The guy had 22 free throw attempts tonight?
Yo,
Yeah,
him crying for fouls was absolutely insane.
Yeah, just
The whole
get
team
out of
did
my
it.
face.
Oladipo literally checked Josh Hart, literally sprinted
Yeah.
into him, checked him, and they show the replay, and Oladipo's like, and then Mike Breen, Mr. Objective's like, oh, Oladipo didn't think that was a foul as they show the replay of him.
No,
Just like,
Breen and Clyde were pathetic tonight. Like, honestly, pathetic. They were just like in
They
their
try
bag
so hard
for the
to be
refs.
Mr. Objective.
Like the one when a hero stepped on the sideline. Granted, we didn't get a clean unit, but like as soon as they saw one view that like maybe he didn't step in line, they're like, "Oh, I don't know about that one. The Knicks really dodged a bullet there." I'm like, why are you guys so fucking horny for a call to go against the Knicks? Why are you like so thrilled about that? Like Breen spent like it's like the Zapruder film with him. He's watching that fucking Bam thing where he hits Hero and quickly like grazes him, and he's like, "Oh, well, see, Clyde, quickly,
he reached in there.
Yeah, he reached in there and grazed him with his fingernail. So that's a good call." I'm like, you gotta like stop being a fucking cop, dude. Like, please stop being a cop. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
They don't
oh
know it's
my
okay
God.
to be like Knicks fans on the broadcast a little bit. Like,
No,
they just
they don't
gotta
need to be
like
fans.
embrace that.
You don't even need to be fans. Just like you.
No,
don't
they can
need to try-
they can embrace being fans for a little bit. They can.
They could, but like I don't even need that. Just like I don't need you to like try to play devil's advocate on every fucking thing. Like, enough with that shit.
I did want to mention, I mean, what kind of gets lost in all of this is like the clutch shot that Randle hit before that three, the and one over Bam.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like such a I mean, shout out to Julius for having finally like two clutch moments in a game for once in his life. But yeah, that shot over Bam was insane. And shout out to a certain interviewer interviewed Bam Adebayo and asked him about Julius Randle, and he was very stunned by that mention and absolutely got fried tonight by Julius Randle. So
Dude,
there's that.
Who does Bam Adebayo think he is? Honestly,
I don't know.
like,
Idris?
Sorry, I'm not going to Bam. Like, tell Bam Adebayo to eat my fucking nut. Like, what the fuck does Bam Adebayo think he does, bro? Like, all he does is foul and
He
switch.
thinks he should have been a DPOY last
Man,
year.
he needs to DP all these dicks. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, this fucking guy who just like, dude is just a grifter who can't even hit. He does not do shit offensively. He got a little mid range, and you think he got some. He was trying to Kobe handles in the first quarter, and he looked like he was trying. He thought he was fucking Sauce Walker. I don't know what the fuck he thought he was doing. Like,
The funny
You
thing
run-
on that Randle jumper was him trying to like flop his way into a call. Like,
God.
really? That's your play there? Like,
that's
yeah.
heat culture. That's heat culture, man.
Heat culture. All right, let's get into some. Before we get into comments, actually, though, let's get into the ad read so we can get this out of the way because we got too many damn comments right now. Shout out to everyone that's pulled up, shout out to everyone that's in the stream right now, leaving comments. Continue to leave comments. We will try to get to as many as possible. Just enjoying the vibes of this 8-game win streak. NBA fans, it's time to bring hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bonus bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, opt in, and place a same-game parlay on any NBA game. If it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back. Download the app now and sign up with code TBPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, with code TBPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right. We got so many comments rolling in. Let us. Wow. All right.
Sounds like one of them good problems.
Yeah, it's a very good problem to have tonight. Like, I think this is the most comments we've ever had before. Like after the ad read.
I saw Schwinn smirking. He got the reference.
Christopher Vieira says refs tried to give this game to Miami, but we can't be stopped. The whistle Butler was getting was legit insanity. Yeah, so I did want to address this because like this was something I was tweeting about probably the most tonight. Besides the Randle game winner, which I've been like retweeting a whole bunch of videos of lately. But yeah, that whistle is absolutely insane. I just don't I don't understand what he's done to warrant that type of whistle. But yeah, I mean that just goes to show like the adversity is able this team is able to get through to win this type of game. I mean, man, how far we've come. Last year, last year we did beat Miami in a comeback, but like there were so many games last year like where this situation happens and it goes such a totally different way. So to have this turnaround is just remarkable, and credit to everything that's changed over this last year. Schwinn, you are muted.
I was going to say, I'm just happy that I always stuck by Tibbs. When all you guys were clowning him, I stood by him all year last year because I knew he would single-handedly morph everything perfectly at the perfect time. No, like, fucking morons aside. Tibbs deserves credit. Everybody deserves credit. I think you don't turn things around the way things have turned around without everybody, like from players to coaches to the front office, all kind of getting on the same page or working together, however you want to phrase it. So all of them deserve credit. And, people want to put more on Tibbs or more on whoever, like that's fine. I don't care. I don't simp for authority too much like other people, I guess. But
people love cops.
Tibbs deserves his credit. All these guys deserve their credit. And again, small things that I like seeing from Tibbs. Would I like to see him go with Randle to 5 more? Sure. But I'm happy that at least in end of game offense possessions, he did it today. It didn't actually work out. But the fact that he did it, and it didn't work out because Randle did his can I just say the turn that Randle made for himself at the end of this game is so fucking crazy because he dribbled the ball off his dick for that hero fucking layup, which gave them a 1-point lead. And then he dribbled the ball off his dick again to nearly go backcourt, gets it. And then Butler nearly slapped the ball off his dick and it nearly went out of bounds. And then he hit the craziest shot ever. And I'm like, yeah, that was great. You're great. Everything's perfect. So I know if that didn't happen, the discourse would be so nasty, and it would be he didn't score 40 points. He didn't do any none of those things would have mattered. So I'm happy that he made that shot because we can appreciate what was honestly for long stretches truly a virtuoso type of performance. And yeah, again, but to go back to the Tibbs thing, I like those small things like that, and.
And he cross-subbed them, Schwinn.
Sorry, say it again?
He cross-subbed them.
Yeah, he brought Mitch back in for defense.
Right, and he brought him in for Brunson, though. So he brought in IQ for Mitch, and then he brought in Mitch for Brunson, which was both the correct subs. Sorry to interrupt. But
he had Grimes in at the end of the game, too, right?
Yeah, for the very last possession.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, it's those are the things where I truly believe, whatever. And the thing is, people, I hope nobody even if you love Tibbs, don't take it the wrong way. It's I don't think he's arriving at all these conclusions now in year, what is he, 65 years old? I don't think he just woke up and was I'm 65. Now's the time for me to just do shit I've not done before. I think he probably he's either taking it on board from somewhere, listening to people, whatever. Doesn't really matter. The fact is he's making better decisions. And those are the type of decisions that help you win margins, which help you win closer games. So he deserves credit for all that type of stuff. And obviously the players, Randle was amazing. Brunson, fourth quarter, RIQ, everybody really chipped in. And that was a really fun win. It wasn't a perfect win, but it was a really fun win. And it's really nice to just if we could win the season series against Miami, that would be, I don't even know the last time we did that. I have no idea.
Would probably say 2012, 2013. That feels like
right. We beat him 3-1 that year. I was going to say that too.
Yeah. So that's it's literally a decade. Every 10 years, we win the season series against Miami.
Shout out to Tibbs getting absolutely fucking rocked by Randle, by the way, on that celebration. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on in that celebration. I think Quickley was about to just I think he wanted to just hug Julius forever after that shot. The funniest, there's a shot of Hart where he's just in the back and he's just very calmly trying to get everybody to back and play defense. It's dude, no, we're gonna let's enjoy this moment, guys. Walcott Frazier says after DeRozan, Luka, and Batum losses, we damn well deserve this. Yeah, we
really
have
great.
been through our fair share of BS this year.
It's a really, really, really great point by that person because you forget about those, or excuse me, you forget about these. You remember the losses and but we were due for one of these. That's a really great point by him.
Not to mention the ones we missed against the Bucks. LeBron had that shot. The one against the Grizzlies as well. It was about time one of those shots went in. It just feels good, man. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Ugh.
Man. All right, let's see what other comments we got here. Vivek says, this W serves two purposes. Most important purposes, learning how to deal with the Heat's adjustment plus defense. This was great practice for the playoffs.
This is like a game where the pressure defense they're playing, this is why you got Hartenstein, dude. This is literally why you got Hartenstein. Because if you want to run these pick and rolls to draw the trap, you need a big that you can trust to play make from that spot. And actually they at least tried. I saw them try screening with Quickley and then Quickley slipped the screen and tried to make himself available. So I think they have a better understanding of what they need to do against the trap. It's just hard with Mitch because you're just not going to do that with Mitch. So how do you where do you put Mitch in that situation? How do you handle that? He's probably got to go to the dunker spot. You got to have one of your maybe Randle screens, maybe Grimes screens, whoever it is. They got to figure that stuff out. But I'm way more encouraged by the signs I've seen from them in handling this stuff over this last month than I've ever had before under Tibbs. Because under Tibbs before, it just felt like if a team played zone or a team trapped or a team blitz, we were just oh my God, how do we play basketball now? And now it feels like they at least are searching in the right direction for answers. It's not always clean. And look, the other thing is, they talked about this on the broadcast. I don't know if you guys listened to the Simmons pod this week, but he had they were talking about, they had this whole segment on the zombie Heat and how they just won't go away. They've had so many bullshit fucking wins this year. So many bullshit wins, hero game winners, stupid game, stupid comebacks. They've had so many last second type of shots. They're still an elite defense. They had that stat today on the broadcast where it was 34 of their 63 games have been decided by 5 points or less. I think they said it was 11 of their last 12 or whatever. They just play close games. No matter who they play, where they play, for the most part, they're playing close games. Other than this weird stretch they had recently where they just got their shit packed. It was probably always going to come down to a close game, and inherently close games to some extent come down to players making plays in a lot of situations. And look, the refs really fucked us in a lot of the close game situations today, but at least Randle bailed us out and got us that win. So yeah, and as Ace Bouchard said this, and this is actually true, the Heat's net rating is actually ass cheeks. Before coming into tonight, they had a negative point differential. I think it was negative 0.5. They had an expected win-loss of 30 and 33. Their actual win-loss was 33 and 30 coming into today. So they're outperforming their point differential pretty significantly. They should probably be on the fringes of the play-in versus where they are. So they are just a weird team, but yeah, look, it's great win. And just I just can't say enough about Randle and just all these guys. Is just really, and the nice thing is every game there's multiple different guys, right? It's it's not just Randle hero for 6 games in a row or Brunson hero. It's Brunson last game, Randle tonight. It's different guys every night, and then also just getting nice contributions down the line also. So it's great. It's great right now.
They were using Hart as a screener too. And I think that they need to get better at
Josh Hart or White Hart?
Josh Hart, sorry. I agree with you that Hartenstein is already a good option. That, him in those 4-on-3 situations, he's going to make a lot of good decisions. But Randle and Josh Hart, if you go back and watch a replay or whatever, you just watch these possessions, they're so clearly trying to force the switch. And it's it didn't settle into them that the Heat were just blitzing and they weren't like, that wasn't what they were doing. They had to be a release valve. I think it was Ariel posted on Twitter. He talked about how important it was for Quickley to be out there with Brunson because Quickley is their best release valve. Like when Brunson gets doubled or he gets blitzed, having Quickley as that release valve because he knows where to position himself, he knows how to react, and he knows how to, take advantage of those 4-on-3 situations. Julius can be so much better in those situations. This isn't a criticism of Julius, but like that isn't, that's a scary thing. Like we were just talking about Julius, second team all NBA. He has clear areas for improvement. Like you should not be able to blitz Brunson the way you are. Julius Randle needs to punish them. He needs to be the guy who says every single time they blitz Brunson, I'm going to be in the right spot and I'm going to be your release valve and I'm going to act quick and take advantage of this advantage, like capitalize on this advantage. Because when Brunson gets blitzed, if Randle's just that release valve, you have Julius Randle with a mismatch. He can't think like, oh, we're just trying to force a switch or, oh, I'm going to catch and jab and, he has to catch and act. And he wasn't doing that tonight. Neither was Josh Hart. I don't think they were prepared for it. But hopefully this game prepares them for the next time when Jalen Brunson is blitzed, because that is going to be a primary attack of our offense, is to try and take Jalen Brunson out of games that way. And Julius Randle is just too talented for that. It's like, we get mad earlier in the season, like we shouldn't be able to just be a team that they just go zone against, like, oh, we're just going to go zone against you and take away your offense. No, fuck that. We're too talented. We should be smarter than that. And we've taken that away. Next step, we need to punish teams for blitzing Jalen Brunson when Julius Randle is on the floor. And that is, Julius Randle needs to take that upon himself. And I think he can. I think he's up to the task.
Yeah. Like you said, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit for him, which is crazy because you don't really think about a lot of low-hanging fruit for somebody who, again, we're thinking of as second-team All-NBA. Now, if he gets that honor, I'm not sure because I feel like LeBron and KD are going to be LeBron and KD, and they're going to have voters. But, like,
I think he'll get it over LeBron this year, to be honest. If LeBron doesn't play the end of the year,
I can see it.
I really don't think the voters will.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
They might put a third team. Yeah, he's out till the end of the season, basically, they said. So, like,
yeah,
I think third team I can see for LeBron, but no. And even second team, I think I think KD will get a little bit punished for getting traded. And, like, he missed a shit ton of time.
Yeah, he's missed so much time. Like, I think that matters. I think the fact that Julius, like, plays every single game, that should matter. And I think it will matter to some voters just because, like, availability is the best ability. So. And
Brunson's missed, what, like 5 games?
4.
Yeah.
4?
Around that,
4.
Yeah.
He missed 3. He missed the Texas trip, and then he missed the game with the
Miami.
Nets. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like both those guys, that's the best thing about this team. And I guess like there'll be people that'll be like, well, that's why they don't have like their upside in the playoffs is limited. I'm like, yeah, again, if we just get locked into this 4 or 5 matchup, you just can't apply that to them. I'm like, oh yeah, like is Dean Wade's availability going to be like the fucking, yeah, that's the big swing fucking factor here for the Cavs. Like, no,
Can somebody besides Dean Wade catch a stray on this post game? What the fuck is going on?
Look at who you're doing the post game with. We're all of us are gonna pick Dean Wade.
Yeah, he's the easy target.
Yeah, you want to pick like Chetty Osman? Like, come on.
Yeah, and Chetty's he's Turkish and Ricky Rubio's Spanish, so they're like they're covered, they're good.
They've got some ethnicity. They've got some ethnic background.
Dude, look Wichita. Like, he's an easy target. Come on.
If Kevin Love was still on the team, we would say Kevin Love.
Yes.
Would we say Kevin Love? I'm not sure.
Can I just say, I think I'm surprised I thought Kevin Love should have played more actually for them in this game. I'm a little bit surprised.
I'm surprised we didn't exploit Mitch on him more often.
There you go.
Like, why didn't we go to like pick and rolls and lobs on him?
Sam. I'm sorry, Sam, keep going. But I was just, what you were saying, Sam, is exactly right. I didn't mean to interrupt, but yes, you're right. Keep going. Keep expanding on that point.
I mean, I had Mitch 10 points, so that's another reason why.
Dude, all right.
I wanted us to exploit that, but yeah, I'm just surprised that we didn't exploit that much more. But yeah,
You
code
won,
TBPN.
you won money. Stop
I
it.
did. Shout out Cam Reddish.
That's the only thing Cam Reddish
You
did
bet
for.
Cam Reddish?
I tailed someone on Twitter. They had Cam Reddish and DeJounte Murray 4 threes each, and that somehow cashed today.
Yeah, well, let me look at this box score. I want to see.
The box score is actually insane for that game. Like that game literally makes no sense. By the way, shout out to NBA
Reddish
Friday.
Reddish is hilarious, man. 25 points, 17 on 17 shots, minus 14 in the starting lineup. Like worst minus in the starting lineup. I don't care. Look, hopefully that's not my problem anymore.
Schwinn, this comment's for you from Menno F. Schwinn's Nightmare Hooper equals Grant Williams' appearance. Wow, that's very harsh. Mikal Bridges' skill set and Jimmy Butler's whistle.
You know, that's funny though. Like I generally like every time I watch Butler play the Knicks, I get really annoyed by his whistle. But when they're not playing the Knicks, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. Jimmy Butler doesn't annoy me as much as like Harden. Harden's whistle is the one that like
Embiid's whistle.
Embiid's
and
whistle is
DeRozan's
bad.
whistle.
This is the Sixers whistle in general. Like I can't watch them play. I cannot.
And
watch them
DeRozan
play.
too. DeRozan's absolutely.
And the Raptors too, like Siakam.
Oh yeah, they get away with prison ball.
Siakam's pet move. His pet move is to like Euro step into your body and be like, ah! I'm like, did you just get assaulted? Like, what the fuck is going on? And he does. I'm telling you, you could count it. I'm gonna do this next time I watch them play. If I watch them play a game, start to finish, I'm gonna count how many times this guy fucking screams. It's got to be like 25 a game. It has to be. It's crazy. Every time he drives,
he leads the league in screens for 36.
Yeah. He is. It's wild, dude. Like it's like if I was a ref at some point, I'd be like, I need you to shut up. Yeah, it's the same move.
It's he does like it's this while he's walking into your body, and he just goes like he's wacky waving and arm flailing like the two men outside the car dealership, and he's just doing this. And they call fouls, and for some reason he's averaging 8 free throws a game. They're like, well, you know, that's a really good acting performance. You know, you deserve an Oscar. We're gonna give you the fouls. Like, God, I hate Pascal Siakam. That's why Julius
Randle. The thing about Siakam, and it relates to what we had to deal with tonight. There you go. Great. I mean, Jordan Bob. There you go.
42 points.
The thing about Siakam is, and the Raptors in general, is the Raptors flail and flop and get these light calls on offense as much as any team in the league. And then defensively, they're just, I mean, Sam just said it, they're playing prison ball. And so, like I said earlier on the pod, the refs, the most important thing they need to do is be consistent. You can't send Siakam to the line 20 times because he gets smacked on the wrist and he exaggerates the contact and then let them get away with what they get away with on the other end of the court. You have to call it consistently. We go through every single one of Jimmy Butler's foul calls tonight where he shot free throws. I guarantee you not one of them was worse than when Hero threw RJ Barrett out of bounds in the first half on that layup. Literally was one of the most blatant fouls I've ever seen, no call. And I guarantee you not one of Butler's foul calls was worse than that. You have to have a consistent whistle. I don't care if it's tight. I don't care if it's loose. Call it the same way. That's the only, and I get they're human. I get it's never going to be perfect, but tonight was so far from perfect. It was insane.
No, there was that one where Hart drove in the fourth quarter right before timeout, and he clearly got fouled. Like I don't even know how you cannot call that. And I'm just like, the ball went 35 feet out of bounds. He's collapsed on the floor like Superman. I'm like, there's got to be something there. Like that's either I don't even think it has to just be a foul. There's no other possible outcome. It was out of control today. Outrageous. Again, the Knicks coming out of a game like that, a whistle like that to win, that says a lot. That is a big time win. That's probably a win that, just considering the math involved. Yeah, the math involved there, he probably shouldn't win. But they did. And so you take that to the bank. 11 games over 500.
Suck it, Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, fuck you, Eric.
Out of 100 times, 99 times we win this game. Well, this is the one time you didn't, so suck it.
Yeah, and you know what?
Wait, did he say that about this game?
Yes.
No, he wasn't, but he wasn't talking about the free throws. He was talking about he was saying if that's the shot, he was basically saying like if that's the shot you give,
He's basically saying it's a BS shot.
Yeah, like he was like if that's a shot that beats us.
He was doing
That's
the
a bad
Paul
shot.
George.
He's doing the Paul George. That's a bad shot.
Paul George.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like somebody responded to what I said to that, and they were like, well, it goes around, comes around, basically, and the Celtics, like the Celtics game, we got a really good whistle, and they didn't, and like I agree, but like that's what makes winning this game so much like very impressive to me, is because we did get a bad whistle in this game, and instead of like the entire team melting down and getting thrown out and crying about it in the post game, like fucking Jason Tatum and genius Joe Mazzulla did. Like they got the win. They and actually like I thought the Knicks did I didn't like the technical foul that Hart got called for, because the only reason he got called for a tech is because he said that's a fucking foul. That's it. That's what he said. He said that's a fucking foul.
It's such a
that's what he got a tech for.
And he was
to me,
right.
that's not it was a foul. That's not a fucking foul because he got it on defense. It was not a foul. Whatever. I don't think you should call a fucking tech because a guy dropped the F-bomb. Like, relax.
That's so.
But whatever.
Weak.
Like they.
That's so fucking spineless.
I thought Randle especially, like, this might be the best I've seen him in terms of like keeping his composure, through like a bullshit whistle. Like I thought, I just thought in general the
hit
team
on like a bunch of jumpers.
did a good job of keeping
in the
their
paint.
composure. Yeah.
Yeah, to your credit, he was
they did
getting
a
hit
good
on
job
a bunch of
keeping
tough
their composure.
jumpers versus Jimmy Butler.
Yep. Yeah. And so, like, again, that's the difference. Like, last year, Randle 1000% gets tossed from this game. Like, there's no question in my mind.
For sure.
So, huge difference. Didn't even get a tech tonight, and the team did not. I don't even like calling it like they nearly pissed away the lead. I just thought, like, it's hard not to give away a lead if you just can't play defense. Like,
also,
like,
the lead wasn't that
defense.
substantial. It wasn't like we were blowing them out like the Nets game. Like, it was like a 17
It's not like we were up
point
28.
lead.
It's not like we were up 28 and lost a game by 10, like certain other teams tonight.
Shout out Boston. Tyrese, to your Randle on the road thing. Max Wildstein tweeted out Julius Randle's last 21 road games now, 30.9 points per game, 50.3% from the field, 41.7% from three, 63.9 true shooting percentage.
The closest thing we've seen to peak Braun. Specifically on the road.
Okay.
Sean's like, okay.
Listen.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm gonna read out Braun's numbers because he thinks I'm bullshitting.
Shout out Julius Randle getting the double bang.
I don't think you're bullshitting. I just don't care.
Listen,
Can we talk about that? Julius Randle getting the infamous double bang. Like, only like 4 other players in like the league have ever gotten that.
Melo got that, right?
No.
I think Curry did.
Curry did.
Melo didn't get
Eric
that for
Gordon
the Easter
did.
game.
No.
What about the Chicago game?
No.
Oh yeah, that's the Easter game.
Double bang.
Nope. He never got the double bang.
Kyrie definitely got it. Did KD
It was
get it?
Curry. It was no. It's
Curry got it for that crazy shot against OKC.
Yeah.
Versus OKC, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one. Eric Gordon got one in the bubble. Luka got one in the bubble.
Weird as hell.
What a waste.
Eric Gordon does not deserve one. Like,
nothing in the bubble deserves anything. The bubble is the dumbest period of basketball ever played. I refuse to acknowledge it. Everything that happened there is a joke. Jamal Murray shot 47%.
Luka got the double bang in the bubble.
Yeah.
See, this is why, like, even Breen inflated his numbers in the bubble. 2 double bangs in the bubble. Get the fuck out of here, Mike.
Oh, no, the Eric Gordon one wasn't in the bubble. It was versus the it wasn't.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
It was versus the Lakers. It was versus the Lakers in the regular season game.
That's
Marcus Smart got the double bang versus us. In the opener last year for the buzzer beater.
God.
I forgot that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Marcus Smart and Eric Gordon getting double bangs. Gross. Yuck. Mike Breen wasting his talents on guys like that.
So the first Nick with the double bang.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it was the perfect moment for it. I mean, that was like an insane shot. Like it felt like the shot like kind of like froze in time for a little bit as it was like going in the air. And then like when it finally went down, it was just like, man, if you watch the Heat's bench on the replay, they look absolutely fucking demolished when that thing went down. That was amazing.
Good. Fuck them. They deserve to be demolished.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Tyler Hero's whining on Twitter right now because apparently video showed that he didn't step out of bounds on that out of bounds play.
Cry about it. Jimmy Butler got like 30 million free throws tonight. Like, suck on some eggs tonight, buddy.
Go be a father.
Yeah, go be a good father. Fucking idiot. Bum.
Sick burn, guys.
Doesn't he have like eagle tattoos or something on his back? He has some whack ass tattoos, right?
Oh, whatever. I don't care. Like he's a fucking loser with pubes on his chin. Get the fuck out of here.
Tyrese's like heel turn on Tyler Hero after like being one of his biggest supporters is like absolutely remarkable.
That was that was such a gross period of Tyrese's life, and I'm happy.
I hope y'all all know it was a bit, right?
Bit.
That was not a bit.
That's an excuse for doing something very embarrassing in the past, and trying to get over it.
I mean, it was right, but it was a bit. Anyway.
Me wanting Randle traded was a bit. Everybody knows that. That was just
me wanting Thibs fired and Julius Randle traded was all a bit.
The fact that you're saying his name now after you wouldn't say his name for the first 20 games of the season is real growth from you.
I mean, hey, he's earned his name rights,
What the?
It was long. It was longer than just. It was longer than just the first because it was like at the end of last year too. He was calling him 30, so it was a long time.
Yeah,
dude,
he's long earned his name rights back. He can be called Julius Randle now. I mean, I tweet about the guy now. Like, come on.
Why are Nets fans tweeting on Mitchell Robinson's stat line when they just won a game when they were down 27?
They are they're such little brothers. That's what it is. They can't help being little brothers.
That's gotta be.
Are they crying? Are they saying we got lucky? That's good.
No, they're saying that he was a minus 23, and they're like
because of the whole thing about him saying he was the best center in New York thing. The tweet,
which he is.
That's cool. I'm happy that they're looking at our box scores and caring about that. It's good to know.
Dude, imagine caring about the Knicks after you just made the biggest comeback in the NBA.
Okay, I'm just gonna address this right now. Yes, I did. Guess what, Larry Israel? Why don't you go back and look at our interaction the night that Emmanuel Quickley got drafted? We had a meltdown. We get it, dude. I fucked up. Some of us fuck up sometimes. It's fine.
Hey, we all have messed up, and we have all learned from our mistakes.
We've long acknowledged it.
Schwinn, you had a great point about the Nick Claxton thing. Like, they were so sure they were like title favorites, title contenders. They won one playoff series, and now they're like, oh shit, we need something else to latch on to. And so now it's like Nick Claxton is this great piece all of a sudden. It's like, oh man, just take your L and move on, guys. It's okay. We've had to deal with it this whole fucking millennium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just what are they? Who cares? Like they're mad that like they don't matter anymore. And that's cool. Like I'm happy that your energy now is all focused on who's the best center in New York. I remember those times. Happy
birthday, Cam Johnson. Fucking boomer.
He's like 27.
He's really 27, dog.
God damn.
Go be a father.
Oh, right.
Start a family.
Ace Bouchard says Thibs should have went with JB, IQ, RJ, Julius, Mitch. Not sure Hart did much to deserve Carte Blanche, but it is understandable why Thibs has trust in Hart to recover and finish the game well.
Carte Blanche,
I mean. It is 11:45 on a Friday night, and I've been doing report cards all day. So
yeah. I still would have closed with Hart over RJ. I just don't think RJ was. I had a really big problem with him defensively in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, even when he came back in, not Hart, Hero got a whole bunch of like openings on like drives and stuff like that, which kind of like. Luckily, we didn't like suffer so much from it, but like it was still annoying to like have to watch the defense kind of like scramble just a bit on those pick and roll coverages with Bam and Hero. And there was this one play where like Hero got a lob to Bam, and I think that lob probably doesn't happen if IQ's on him because I think IQ just bothers him a little bit more on that play.
Yeah, because I feel like we haven't talked about IQ enough. Low key. Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is like that play, like yeah, it's actually a really nice pass by Hero, but like RJ is if you go back and watch that play, RJ's lagging behind him on one screen, then they rescreen, he's lagging behind, like he's always fucking behind. He's never attached. He's never fucking attached. Like just it's just so annoying to watch. He had one today where he's like I think Cody Martin, he came out from the corner to receive a pass, and RJ he sees him and then he starts running, and then Martin catches the ball, and then he's easily able to turn the corner and just go straight to the rim for a line drive layup, and it's like RJ's never there. He's never cutting it off. He's never stopping it at source. He's always fucking behind. And then the play that drove me absolutely nuts. It was some point in the second half. I don't remember when exactly. Oh, it was the end of the third quarter, the last possession that Miami had. They got an offensive rebound, so there's kind of a scramble, and Hero gets the ball at the top of the key. They're trying to set a screen for him, and Quickley is telling RJ come up higher so we can fucking trap him. And RJ's just standing there. He just stands.
Nope, Schwinn's in the Matrix for the first time. No, he's back.
But it's just he's IQ screaming at him fucking show out higher, and he's just standing there doing nothing. He just stands there. Luckily, we got a steal and Quickley almost made a ridiculous half-court three, but it's I just don't understand what's going through his brain sometimes. Because the first half I watched and I'm like, okay, he's playing fine defense right now. There's a good sign. And then the second half comes out and I'm like, this guy's 15 steps behind everything. I just really don't understand it.
Yo, Jimmy Butler, on whether he will play the second of a back-to-back, I don't even know if I'll wake up in the morning. That's the way the world works. Damn, this loss got him down that bad. Man, Jesus, this guy's
philosophical there. Okay.
He's accepting death at this point.
Dude, Julius Randle is so good. He's turning Jimmy Butler into Socrates. He's dropping fucking pearls of wisdom over there in the press conference.
He's just a cornball, man. Who cares?
Go make some coffee, nigga. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right.
The play where Hero threw that really, really nice lob pass to Bam Adebayo, that was another one where RJ just got lost on a screen, and Mitch is playing 1-on-2, and Mitch defended that as well as he could. Mitch actually stayed with Hero and made him throw an impossible lob pass. And it was good comment by Andrew Steele. Fuck, that's good. God, he made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, he was playing Hero and Bam 1-on-2, and he forced Hero to commit he was going to pull up, and then when Hero pulled up, he retreated, and Hero either had to take a really awkward one-legged shot or throw a really tough lob pass, and he executed it really well. That was a great play by Hero, but Mitch basically had to do God's work because RJ was just lost on a screen and didn't recover well at
all. Shout out to Mitch, by the way. Gave us a little scare. Gave us a little Anthony Davis type scare with the it looked like he had hurt his knee, and then he stayed in the game, which showed nice toughness and resolve from him. And he was able to finish out the game. So, shout out to Mitch.
Tibbs probably got a massive boner when he stayed in the game. Oh my God, look at how tough he is. Oh my God. It's one of my guys. Ice.
No, but that was big, because usually Mitch, usually when he suffers those injuries, he's so quick to he'll try to stay in, but then he'll limp off the court, and then that'll be the last we see of Mitch, and then we'll hear he's out for whatever, how many games. But glad he was able to stay in and help us win this game. So yeah. Let's get to another comment here.
Oh, before we carry on, Kendrick Perkins is coming to the Garden. Just announced it on Twitter.
That's what he said. Oh, shout out Kendrick Perkins. He's been riding for the Knicks for a minute now.
For whatever reason.
I guess he loves Tibbs that much from his time in Boston. I don't know, how.
Tim's got a weird collective of supporters throughout the media. It's gotta be the weird what guys uniting Kendrick Perkins and Charles Barkley together. It's a weird dichotomy that Tibbs brings out of people. And somehow Julius Randle is seen as this respected player amongst all of the old heads. It's the TNT crew loves Julius Randle for some reason. I don't.
And now that Shaq knows his name, he loves him. What was he
Yeah.
calling him?
It's,
It was something like Jeff Randall or something like that.
oh
That's
yeah,
what he was calling him.
Julius Randolph. You called him Julius
Randolph.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, no, he was. It's because like he's the one guy that like shoots a lot of threes that gets away with it because he's so physical. So they're just like, oh yeah, 90s baby, you could have played in our era. I know. Wait, you were talking about? Yeah, I thought Quickley was awesome tonight. Like you can just tell right now he's playing with like this is the most confidence I've seen him play with maybe ever. Like as a rookie, he played with a shit ton of confidence end of last year, but like this feels totally different. This feels like confidence and also like confidence when he's shooting, but it's almost like confidence in the sense of like he knows he's in control right now. He knows exactly where his shots are coming from, what shots are good shots for him, what shots are not. Like he's so in control right now. Yeah, I just think he's been awesome. He's been really good.
question.
And again, in the fourth quarter, I don't know why he got pulled when he did.
He had some huge momentum threes in both halves too.
Yeah,
Question.
two massive threes in the fourth. Hit a massive floater, like when the offense was kind of stalling out, and then he had that nice drive and kind of dish for that Hartenstein push floater shot from the baseline. That was nice. Like he had a really good fourth quarter.
Do you guys think that Emmanuel Quickley is going to hit 60 true shooting to end the season?
What is he at now?
He's at
57.2.
I can check real quick. I think he's
I'll
at
pull it right now.
Basketball Reference has it updated.
No,
that's
Basketball
from-
Reference is
He's at
updated.
Or not,
57.4.
I didn't mean Basketball Reference. I meant NBA.com. Sorry.
57.4.
He's at 57.4. There's 17 games left.
And 53.6 EFG.
I think he might get there. I think the free throws are gonna have to come up, but like there's a chance. Okay, he might top out at like 59.
I
I'd say
just hope he
59.
wins this damn award, man.
He has to win
that.
it. He has to win.
He
it.
has to.
Like the way the Lions have moved the last, I want
It's
to say
insane.
48.
But like rightfully so though. Like his
I've
games
ne-
have matched like what we're like his games have matched why the lines are moving. Like he's been consistently really great for this team. And it's not just the scoring, it's like the defense, the rebounding, the playmaking, like everything.
When is the last time you see the Lions shift that heavily in the span of 48 hours? I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Like the fact, I think the market.
Let me see what he's at right now.
He might be damn near even.
I think it's
Before the game, he was at plus 210.
He might be closer to like 150. He might have dropped to 150.
I just don't think there's a lot of money on that market. So I think that's why it moves so fast. So they probably got a lot of action because the pricing.
He's
didn't
at
make
plus
any
190
sense.
now.
Plus 190. Yeah, dude.
Wait, where are you seeing that, Sam?
FanDuel.
But like, I'm telling you, the reason why it moved, he was at what? Like he was like plus like 10,000 or something. He was something crazy like a week ago, right?
He was 15,000. He was 15,000 a week ago, Schwen.
Yeah. So like, I don't think there's a lot of liquidity in that market. And I bet what happened is people saw that and were like, what the fuck? This is stupid. So you probably got like 1,000 people putting like, $5, $10, $15 on it. All of a sudden it's like, wait, we're like way over leveraged now. So it's crashing down the odds heavy. And it's going to raise up other guys' odds. But like, I don't know if he's going to end up the favorite, but like, it's obvious that spread made no sense. And I don't care what any of these fucking guys say about like, I don't like the advanced stats for this award as much as I like it for other awards. Shut up, man. Like you
Peter
can't.
Griffin you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, but it's not just him. Like that Athletic had an article last week where it was like 6 guys or whatever. It was 3-4 guys talking about the 6 Man of the Year award, and it's like, oh well, Quickley doesn't play as big of a role as Brogdon does, and it's like, dude, he plays more minutes, and he has played more minutes and plays more games, and like is way more important. He's way more important to the success of the Knicks than Brogdon is for the Celtics. That's just
Brogdon's not even their 6th man. Brogdon's their 7th man. Derek White is their 6th man.
Yeah, and that's my point. Like there's no way he's as crucial to the team. And the only thing I'm worried about is Hart now coming here. I feel like Hart might take some of the shine from Quickley off the bench because he's obviously been super valuable. I mean, not like if they lose, if he doesn't get 6 man because Hart is just that impactful, like so be it. That sounds like a good problem. But I would hate if that was the reasoning. Well, it's like, oh well, Hart is the one. Like they took off once they got Josh Hart, and it's like we stayed fucking afloat because of Emmanuel Quickley. Get the fuck out of my face! Like Like, no, like Quickley's been awesome this year, and he's been awesome his entire career. So it's nice that like finally people around the league are like, oh, like I that was the funniest thing leading up to the deadline. Like all these bullshit ass fucking fans from other teams would come with these bullshit ass trades. It was like, oh, like there's this guy. He's a big secret. I don't think the Knicks know what they have in him. His name is Emmanuel Quickley. I know him because I watch so much NBA basketball. I think we should try and trade Alex Caruso for him and a protected first, and let's see how that goes. I think we can do that.
They were saying we needed to get the first. They would
that's what I'm saying.
At first.
That's what I'm saying. It was like, oh, let's go trade them Caruso for Quickley and a protected first.
Grayson Allen for Emmanuel Quickley was the nastiest discourse I've seen in a minute.
And the logic was literally just like, well, it's the Knicks, and he's been in trade rumors, and I'm like, the trade rumors weren't that they want Grace Allen. Like all the rumors were like they wanted significant draft capital for him. So how does that help?
Show they valued him highly.
Kevin O'Crackhead was like bones for Quickly straight up.
Well, he also, Kevin O'Crackhead.
Don't say that name.
They also had that weird fucking pod like that him and Vernon did a couple weeks before that, where they were talking about like the Suns trade. Like there was rumors, right? The Suns were interested in Quickley or like Rozier or something, and they're like, oh, well, like Quickley's not a core piece, and I'm like, yes, he is. Like that's exactly what he is. He's like a 23-year-old core piece. And I called them out on Twitter, and they were both like, "Oh, that's not what we meant. Like you misinterpreted what we said." Like we both.
I saw that interaction. That was hilarious.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I agree. Like you did compliment him after that, which made your initial comment on him extremely fucking weird. To be like super complimentary of his play, but lead it all off by being like, yeah, but he's not a core piece, and then spend like 5 minutes being like, yeah, his defense has been really good. I like how he's been scoring. I'm like, so that's a core piece? Like that sounds like you're talking about a core piece. I don't understand the point here.
He's just, I mean, I don't know how I would die for him, honestly. Like, I love him. I love him so much. Every game, me and Sam were like, literally on you, and Tyrese. I'm sorry, Tyrese. I mean, you threw some shade at me to open the show, so I got no. But
no, you're good.
No, the three of us were on here last year, every single post game, and we were like, I mean, we knew Quickley was so good and so impactful, but we would be on here and like, he has a 4 for 13 game, and we're just like, guys, he's still really good. We promise. Like, we're just like, he's still a really good player.
We were like, we were like, yo, guys, look at his defense tonight. Like, it was amazing.
Look at this dig he made. Like, and now we don't have to do that anymore. It's just like he's putting up.
It's so refreshing.
Shooting percentage games. It's amazing. Yeah, he's so good. Like, he's so important to the team.
It's obvious to me that he's like. He's a confidence player. Like he needs to feel confident, needs to feel like the like that his coach believes in him. I think there's like you could see at the end of last year, right? When it was obvious like Rose is done, Kemba's gone. He knew he was going to play whatever he was going to play, like 25, 30 minutes a night. He took off. And like you could tell this year once they went to that short rotation, it felt like it was locked in that he was going to play fucking however many minutes a night, and he knew his role. He knows his role. Yeah, he knows his role. He knows exactly what his rotations are going to be. Like there's that. I think when he knows that, he plays confidently. Because his rookie year, all throughout his rookie year, no matter how he shot or whatever, like I thought the confidence in his play was steady the entire year, and it was because his role was the same the entire year, basically. And I thought last year it was a lot more rocky. And at the start of this year, it was weird, right? It was like he started off the season being the first guard off the bench, but then it was like we had Rose doing it. It got weird. But once it went back to just like quickly the first guard off the bench, I think since that point, you've seen it. This is like steady fucking play every night. Every night you're getting exactly the same level from him. And that's the goal for every young player. Flashes are important, stretches are important, but when you turn stretches into like consistent game in, game out, week in, week out, month in, month out, like that's how you stack seasons. And right now he's like stacking up a season. And like this is what like we all talk about with RJ, right? Where it's like, how does this guy have like 20 games where you're like, he's making the leap, and then all of a sudden you're like, is he fat? Like, is that did he just get fat? He's the one young player right now that is established, and Mitch, to his credit, both those guys I think are like have hit now a baseline of like every single night, or like generally speaking, right? If you play 82 games in a year, out of those 82, I feel like they're at a level where it's like 70 of those games are going to be good games, good games for them, and
I don't have any way of knowing this, but the Knicks right now, of all the people in their rotation, they're only losing one player's on minutes and one player's off minutes. Has there ever been a team that's just, regardless of the player, like they've won every player's on and every player's off minutes? That feels like something that would be incredibly rare to me. Like there's just somebody who like is just randomly, they're just losing his minutes, like whether it's on or off. They're obviously Quickley is the only.
You see that with you see that with Brogdon, right? Brogdon has like a good, his on-court rating is fine, but his on-off sucks.
Right.
Like it's just that, and that actually is normal for like good teams, but that kind of shows you it's corny, right? When Tibbs is like, oh, like I think we have 7 starters, like, and he like calls Quick and Hart starters. It's kind of cheesy, but like that, the numbers kind of bear it out, right? It's like they win everybody's minutes except for the one guy, Tyrese's favorite player. But yeah, like it's good. So
right
I don't know. I'm still very. I'm very happy with Quickley right now. He's been great. He's been awesome.
This is a comment for, I guess, Tyrese from Andrew Steele. Randle's winning MVP and first team All NBA.
Fuck off of the show. No dunk comments.
I thought you would like this one. This one like fits right into your school of thought.
I mean, he's right, but get dog off that screen. Bostonian.
Yo, the best. The best part about this this Randle game-winning shot or whatever too is that it happened right in front of the Heat bench. Like, or their celebration was right in front of the Heat bench. It's so good. Like they must have been so annoyed having to like see every single Knick walk over in that direction to celebrate with Randle.
Dude, and Quickley was like, everybody was talking shit. Like, there was like that one dude, like that one fan next to his Knicks fan friend who just like, had the mean, long face.
Shout out to Knicks fans pulling up in Miami, by the way.
That was the loudest away chant I've ever heard. Like
it legit sounded like MSG for like that with that game winner. That was insane.
God, what a great game, man. Like
I'm still like trying to wrap my head around it. I'm still like retweeting every single like video I can of like those clutch shots that he hit. That was just an insane win.
He did the Pat Ewing, like
yeah, he was really going for that. Like he kept trying to get in front of the crowd and like do that. He was really going for it.
We're making it real this playoffs, dude. We're making it real. We're gonna recreate it.
The Clippers really gonna lose again.
I mean, I can't wait for like 15 years from now. We're putting 30 in the rafters. That'd be great.
You're so weird.
Let
me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Tyrese. You're what, 23?
23.
Yeah. No, trust me. Like, wait. Don't say you wait. You want to wait. Enjoy your next like 7 years. After that, it's all downhill.
Oh man, that means I got 6 years. Oh man,
whoa. Where did that come from?
Once you hit 30, I'll tell you, it's just downhill from there.
6 more years, huh?
God, where did that come from?
Shout out to Doug once again. Smash that subscribe button. There's 43 of y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, that subscribe button if y'all new. Yeah, let's keep going with these comments. All right, let me see. Jordan Bob asked, do you think the Knicks can get the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, or do you want the Knicks to get the 4th seed and be content with that?
I think the 3rd seed is way more possible than we're giving credence to because they're only 3.5 games back, and the Sixers stink.
And we definitely want the 3 seed. Like we can be pumped about, or we can be like positive about the matchup with the Cavs and think we have a chance against them. I think that's reasonable. But like the Nets might get the 6th seed. Like that's like all of a sudden we go from like a pick 'em. All of a sudden we go from like a pick 'em, you know, maybe as the 4 seed we'd be like -125, -150 in a series against Cleveland to Like the Knicks will be minus 200, minus 300 in a series against the Cavs the way they're playing, or excuse me, against the Nets the way they're playing right now. If they can get the 3 seed, you want, and then not to mention every single person on here agrees that Milwaukee is the one team we're afraid of. All of a sudden, as the 3 seed, you get that 3-2 against Boston instead of the 1-4 against Milwaukee. Like
More favorable matchups.
Like,
get the 3 seed, get it.
like to put it to context, the Knicks have the 21st hardest schedule after tonight. The Sixers have the second hardest schedule. They played 3 more games, and they played twice against the Bucks, another game against the Celtics, another game against the Nuggets, another game against the Cavs.
Oh wow! I didn't realize the schedule was that fucking rough. What the hell?
They played the Suns. Like,
God damn, they might get their shit rocked.
Their schedule is tough as hell. Like, so there's a very real chance that the 3 seed.
Yeah, that 3 seed might be attainable, man. I don't know. That 3 seed might be attainable. If the Nets keep on to that 6 seed, I'd love to see that 3-6 matchup where we get to absolutely beat the brakes off the fucking Nets. Like, because we've been absolutely rocking they shit these last couple games against them.
Man, that might be a sweep. That might be a sweep.
That would be glorious.
Well, I mean, we get 7. We get 4 home games. So.
Oh yeah, that's it. Shit.
Yeah.
Imagine actually getting the Knicks and Nets series. That like
I might go to every single game in that series. What the hell?
All right,
no,
man.
we're not getting the 3 seed. We're gonna get the 4 or 5 matchup. The NBA wants that. It's scripted. It's over.
Shut the fuck up.
Man, don't ruin the vibes, man.
You ever think about
I want that. I want that matchup anyway. I want that matchup.
You want it more than the Nets?
Yeah, way more. Way more. Who
cares?
Man, even with how ridiculous they're being right now.
No, I want that matchup because that's like, if the Knicks win that matchup, do you know how satisfying that will be? If the Knicks win that matchup, that'll be more satisfying because I did not want them to do the fucking Mitchell trade. So it will make it so fucking satisfying if they win that series. I'll just because there's like I had people telling me while the team was starting to play better in like January, February, where it was like, oh, like you're just coping. You're coping with like not getting Mitchell. I'm like, what am I? I'm coping with like the Knicks being good. Like I don't understand what your point is.
People don't even understand how to use the term coping the right way.
Yeah, you're coping. Like what? Like no, I didn't want to make the trade. Well, I'm fine. I'm very good with this. This is like when people were like, "Oh, you're coping. You didn't get KD and Kyrie." I'm like, I literally wrote like 2,000 words about why I did not want the Knicks to sign them. No, I'm not coping. I'm doing very well actually. And like, I need that. I need to see that. I would if the Knicks won that series, I would be so obnoxious forever. And I just think we match up really well with them.
I mean, you're already obnoxious. So.
All right. Well, you're obnoxious too. So be nice. Be nice.
That's false. Okay, so to the Sixers schedule to end the season. So let's say their last 10 games. I think at Warriors, at Suns, at Nuggets. No, Nuggets at home.
Damn, the NBA really screwed them over with that schedule.
Yep. And then they have the Nuggets. Yeah. Warriors, Suns, Nuggets on the road. Mavericks at home. Raptors at home. At Bucks. Celtics at home. Sixers at home. At Hawks. At Nets. I think the 3 seed is in play. I think the 3 seed is absolutely in play.
Especially like, I don't know if it was on here I said this, but like, Tibbs is going to try harder to win every game than other teams are. Like Embiid's not playing every game the rest of the way.
I don't know, man. I think they would want the 3 seed. I think they'll play pretty hard, Sixers.
No, I agree. I'm not saying they're going to like not try. I'm just saying nobody tries as hard as Tibbs. It's all relative. Like Tibbs is going to play Brunson like 35, 40 minutes every game. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to do it to that level. I just think that was more commentary on Tibbs than the other team, than the Sixers.
I don't know. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned this might have been Larry Israel. I don't know who the fuck said it in our stream. But yeah, Brunson actually had it. Like, we probably aren't even talking enough about Brunson. He had 25 on 14 shots, 8 assists, 1 turnover, 2 rebounds, 2 steals.
And he had 8 in the fourth.
Like, yeah, he was awesome.
Those were 8 humongous points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
After like what looked like he was going to be out for the game with that injury scare once again. Which he continues to play like excellent basketball every time it looks like he gets like brutally hurt. So yeah.
That dime he had to Mitch in the fourth was insane.
Yeah, he like completely manipulated the defense to like absolutely like be drawn to him, and then it was just spectacular.
He manipulated me. I was like, where the fuck is he going? And then I was like, oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Good pass.
that was great manipulation. That was great, like playmaking, excellent play. Just
I do think sometimes it must be hard to play with Brunson because I have no idea what he's doing half the time. I'm like, where are you going? What's like? He's just like, I'm like, I have no idea what's happening here. But his 3-ball tonight was from the corners was like he went
Cash
3 of
money.
7.
It
Felt like somehow he went 3 of 7. It looked like he was like it felt like he was fucking 5 of 5. That shit was so butter. But yeah, I mean, between him and Quickley, like we're just getting such good fucking guard play every night for 48 minutes. It's like it's like the meme, right? I used to pray for times like these.
Yep.
It really is. It's just like I can't remember a time in my life the Knicks actually had this much good guard play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm much younger, so like I've had my best Knicks guard experiences was Raymond Felton, Pablo Prigioni, and Jason Kidd. That trio, that was probably the best Knicks guard tandem I've seen. Yeah. Tyrese, you're muted.
Never mind. I would say those are good times. You probably see like Rod Strickland and Mark Jackson, maybe.
Yeah, but we weren't alive for that.
Yeah, but I probably like the closest comp to like what the Knicks are doing right now in terms of play. But yeah, it's just
shout out his namesake.
Shout out to the namesake. Also, this clip of Jalen Brunson hugging Julius Randle for like a good 20 seconds. Hilarious.
The team absolutely showering him with like adoration tonight, which he rightfully deserves after that virtuoso performance.
Like kind of in the back is just like so funny. Like this team is actually vibes. They're just like, I think they're just gelling really well. Like especially
at the perfect time.
Yep. Like they're gelling really well. That first half with like the ball movement was just like not even the ball movement, like the player movement was just insane. Like you just saw every time the floor was tilted negatively, like everybody was just like, okay, to the corner, space out to the wing, X out. We're just moving, like.
And they hit all the momentum shots too. Like that's something like the Knicks, like they were never able to do that for like a good part of like earlier this year, where like it would feel like there's a moment where like we just need this like 3 to hit, so that way like either the crowd can explode or like the team takes a timeout. And like I feel like the team never could do that, but like lately the team's been able to like hit all the momentum shots. Like they hit a whole bunch of shots earlier in that first half where the Heat had to call timeouts multiple times, like the Julius Randle 3, the Emmanuel Quickley like sequence of events that happened once he checked back in after the early foul trouble. Like this team's just been able to just hit on every single cylinder. It's just been remarkable.
Dude, that layup he had in transition, I don't think I've ever seen him move that fast. That was crazy. Yeah. Like Gabe Vincent was back in pretty good position, and he
just glided past them.
That was crazy. I was like, well, okay, like that's great. You should do that.
His finishing around the rim has been absolutely like the strides he's taken in that alone is like absolutely astronomical. Like there was a point where like Knicks fans were concerned like he was never going to be able to like drive into the paint and finish well, and like here he is just doing it with ease. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Emmanuel Quickley.
6 man of the year.
He's awesome. Randall said to go back to Tyrese.
I would say like
go for it, Twin.
I was just gonna say Quickley had a like there was the only thing that actually annoyed me tonight about Hart's play, or the main thing that was he got like a bunch of these. I don't know what it is. Like, is there some rule that like Quickley can't get the ball to bring up the floor or something? Like, is there some rule about this? Because I swear, like, every time Hartenstein gets a rebound, he'll pass it to like anybody but Quickley. It's like, oh, Hart, oh, Randall, oh, like RJ, and I'm like, especially when he's on the floor with RJ and Hart, I'm like, unless Hart has a clear grab and go, I need Quickley bring the ball up. I don't. Every possession RJ brings up, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's like garbage all the time now. And it's really like it was frustrating today because Hart had a bunch of these too where he would like get the ball off a rebound or whatever and then try and push it. And I'm like, there's nothing there. Like this is actually a situation where there's nothing there. And and it's like Quickley's feeling it. He's feeling it. You've got him on a trailer or a swing out to the corner of the wing. Just give him the fucking ball, man. Just like let him get the shot up here. Not a huge. I mean, like, and look, Hart's been awesome all year, and he was huge in the first half and like kind of like driving us into that lead. So whatever, but like that was just a minor frustration for me during the second half, especially.
So you're saying Josh Hart is a bus driver and not a bus rider?
What?
Are you saying Josh Hart is a bus driver and not a bus rider?
I don't think I'm saying anything about Josh Hart in that capacity.
Never mind.
I get the reference.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really.
Never mind, Schwinn. Never mind. Just killed it. Soiled it.
Killing the vibes.
JL says Randle's gonna have more All NBAs than Chris Bosh.
Speak about it.
Brought up that conversation. Who was the guy that on Twitter that brought up that debate that like absolutely had Raptors fans and like
Brandon Tierney,
half of NBA Twitter just like in a fucking mental chokehold for like a day?
I think he said that, and he also said the Melo thing, right? That
I think
Randle, so. I think that combination really set ablaze NBA Twitter. Ball Don't Stop was fucking in his bag about that one.
I wonder how he feels about this Randle game winner and this Randle game in general.
I think Randle's Ball Don't Stop definitely loves Randle. Even though like the worst parts of Randle's, like most annoying parts of Randle's game is when he really leans into the Ball Don't Stop part of it.
Skilled bully.
Skilled bully, like, that's what he calls him.
Skilled bully that got stripped by Tyler Hero.
Averaging 20, 10, 5 for a fourth straight season. Skilled bully Julius Randle back to all-star status. Top 5 player of the game.
Has Bosh only made one All-NBA?
He has. Only one All-NBA.
Oh, wow. Randle is going to have more than him. That's crazy.
How many All-Star? Bosh must have had like 7 or 8 All-Stars, though, right?
11.
Oh,
damn,
well,
that's a lot.
Randle might not catch up there.
I don't know, man. He might get that LeBron legacy run. All I'm saying.
All right, Tyrese. Let's reel it back a little bit.
Don't fly too close to the sun like Icarus, buddy. All right.
Well, Julius is shooting like Icarus the way he's hot on fire. So, like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
You know what happened to Icarus, right?
Quick thing. What the hell was? I know we complained about Breen and Clyde earlier, but like Clyde was complaining that IQ took an open 3. Like, what the hell was that?
That was crazy. Oh, and you know, I forgot to mention this.
Dementia's like really ruining this guy's mind, by the way.
The thing that pissed me off even more, because it shouldn't have even been that close, because IQ was standing there for like a second, wide open. RJ is like,
yeah, he hesitated for the longest.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, just make the fucking pass. But yeah, that and Clyde was like, he was mad that Quickley took the shot, and he's like, they used some clock there. I'm like, it's the fucking third quarter. Like,
yeah, he acted like we were like
in the last. He's like acting like it was the Bargnani shot or something.
Yeah,
he's like, use clock, and then both him and Breen were like, oh, it doesn't look like he's in the upward motion. I'm like, can you guys for once just be on the fucking team? Can we get one call where you're like, I think he's on the motion there, Clyde, and Clyde just be like, yeah, me too, Mike.
Try
like, just
way too hard to be objective. It's like so annoying.
To be a homer, I need Clyde to like rip off, to put on the fucking jersey for one night. One night, he's still mad about getting traded to Cleveland. That's what it is.
I think he's worried, man. He sees Brunson out here. He sees Quickley hooping. He's like, my legacy might not be lasting. They might be coming for an NBA championship.
I mean, Julius Randle's one of the greatest pick of all time. So like, I would.
Okay, all right, enough.
Right.
Can he win a playoff series? Let's do that. Let's have him win a playoff series. Let's do that first.
This year, soon come.
My gosh.
When he wins the chip, I don't want to hear anything about fucking Patrick Ewing.
All right, enough with this.
Tell him to fucking win Big Ten games.
Wow,
I
are we
can't-
really like going back to college?
I'm muting Tyrese.
Ace Bouchard says I'd actually be encouraged if I were a Heat fan because they did a solid job competing against the best team in the league. I mean,
I wanna
honestly, the
remove
Knicks do
Tyrese.
have.
I can remove Tyrese. I have the power.
Am I out of timeout now?
Ace Bouchard does bring up a good point, though. I mean, like the Knicks have been steadily, like easily one of the best teams in the league for quite a while.
More than
Like,
half the season.
more than half the season, yeah. So, like, you can legit say they have been. I mean, if you even go back, I mean, just like the last, what, I want to say 10, 12 games, besides the Bucks, I think they've been like right there as like the best team in the league.
They have the
They
second
have the
longest winning
best.
streak,
They
right?
have the best net rating in the NBA since putting Grimes in the starting lineup.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, the Heat, Heat should pat themselves on the back. They did a good job competing one against a contender, but they fell short because they just don't have, they're playing Cody Zeller and Kevin Love, actual NBA minutes. So, yeah.
Yeah. The Kevin Love one is that's just buyout guy starting for you. It's a tell.
And like Sam said earlier, though, like the Heat came out with Adebayo on Randle and Butler on Brunson, and they tried to hide Love on Mitch. And Mitch is he's the guy who screens by far the most in that starting unit. They should have ran like more double drag screens or like pistol action for RJ, and just ran Love through the gauntlet. Like you have to punish a team like that for trying to hide Kevin Love on a guy like Mitch. And the Heat are too smart, like to just run basic top of the key pick and roll, and they're going to force you to try and use Mitch as an outlet. And they know that the Knicks don't trust Mitch in that way, and that's not how they do it. That's not how they see Mitch like playing. And so you have to have a backup action. Like I'm not being critical. We scored 122 points, but this is the type of shit that they're going to see. And they're not always going to have the shot making they did tonight. So, there are things to take away from this game, and it's good to get wins in those types of games, to learn lessons and have a win to take away from it.
In general, I don't think we're like running double drags at all anymore. So yeah, that'd be nice to see come back. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay not running any of that for RJ right now. I'm cool with that decision. But yeah, they should run it for somebody like Emmanuel Quickley or Jalen Brunson or Josh Hart. I don't care. No, I'm with you. They need. You're right though. It's like you kind of hopefully you learn from that and add something in there, throw a wrinkle at them. We'll see.
Specifically, the reason I said RJ, at least to start the game, was because of it removed Adebayo and Butler from the equation. Like you're attacking Kevin Love and Tyler Herro or Kevin Love and Gabe Vincent, which I agree with you about RJ's struggles, but I still like, taking their two best defenders out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
The Heat have had an insane week, by the way. I mean, beating the Sixers and then like absolutely losing to them with Embiid on their home court, and then Julius Randle gaming the shit out of them. I understand why Jimmy Butler is like sounding like he's accepting death at this point. Like this guy said I might not wake up tomorrow. Like, all right, dude, like
Honest question.
let's relax.
If you're like Jimmy Butler, why do you want to save the Heat past this year? Honest to God. Like
last year they peaked, right?
Yeah, last year they peaked. Kyle Lowry is cooked. Duncan Robinson's cooked. You don't have any assets, and like half your team, not even half your team, 2/3 of your team is undrafted dudes. Like I think there was a stat that like half the minutes this team has played is from guys who've been undrafted, and like Max Strus isn't good. Gabe Vincent isn't good. Udonis
Pat Riley has a type.
Udonis Haslem's tossing and turning in his sleep because the team is losing. Like Victor Oladipo's getting minutes for this team, and he's a shell of himself at best, and that's being considerate. you don't have a power forward in your roster, and the fact Kevin Love is starting for this team is hilarious.
They won't have cap space anytime soon.
Nope, because Jimmy Butler's going to make $50 million when he's 36 years old.
See, like everybody talks about Jimmy. Why, if I'm Bam, like, why do I want to stay on this team?
That too.
Like, what am I doing here? I'm not the number one option, even though I'm like a decade younger than Butler.
Yeah, just about.
And like my sidekick moving forward is going to be Tyler Hero. They have their pick this year.
Yes, they do. They don't have their pick next year.
Okay, so they're going to have their pick. They're going to have like the 15th pick. Okay, like
17th.
I mean, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's just like what, and they have to keep like, so it's like they just have to keep playing this weird game of like trying to develop undrafted guys or second round guys or whatever, and then also trying to like, it's just none of it makes much sense to me for them. Like I kind of think they're just fucked.
Not to mention, like, I think they gave Victor Oladipo a player option on his contract, which is like nuts. For whatever reason, they gave Victor Oladipo. Yeah, they gave him a $9 million player option. What the hell what is Pat Riley doing on this team? Like, holy shit! Like, this team is just, they don't really have a lot. Like, I like Caleb Martin; he's a decent piece, but like they needed to sign two backup dudes. Yeah, like, they needed to sign two backup dudes.
That's such a good. But it's Caleb Martin.
Yeah, but like
I like Caleb Martin too, but it's like, yeah,
in his role. But like, yeah, that just speaks to like, this is the depth of player that you need to go to where like Caleb Martin looks like a good player on your team, and Caleb Martin is like maybe not cracking a lot of player rotations. So
I mean, they have the worst contract in the league.
Two of them.
Yeah, right. I forgot the Tyler. That was so funny in the broadcast. They're like, oh, they were like, Clyde was like, oh, the Knicks have been fortunate. They've been healthy the whole year. And I'm like, Mitchell Robinson just like missed 15 games. Like what? Like we've had injuries too, man. Don't
Dementia
do that.
is kicking Clyde's ass.
And
man.
but then he was like, and then Breen was like, yeah, Miami's, they've had guys out all year. Kyle Lowry's out. I'm like, that's probably a good thing. Like that.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry's absolutely dog shit.
Yeah, that's a net positive right there. We don't want Kyle Lowry on the floor if you're the Heat. Let's see how can the Clippers do this. I have a feeling they were not.
Come on.
Nope.
Max W says IQ has gone from 52nd percentile finishing talent last year to 71st percentile finishing talent this season per B-Ball Index. That goes to our conversation earlier about Emmanuel Quickley's finishing ability. So yeah, that's like proof in the pudding right there. So shout out to him. Just wanted to point out that comment because that is such a stark improvement. But yeah.
Wow, man. 27 and 10 for Russell Westbrook on 75% shooting from the field. He might be back.
All right.
It's like the worst case scenario.
The Clippers lost again?
Yeah. And also, like, I mean,
it's a brutal beat, to be honest.
Russ's problem has never been putting up numbers when like one of the stars is down. The whole point is like he is just like he's the worst possible third banana you can have, because as we saw against Golden State, they're just gonna ignore him and you're just playing 4-on-5. It's insane. When Kawhi is out and you need someone to initiate at like a decently high level, Russ is a good 1B or maybe even 1A, since Paul George apparently he took 2 shots in the first half tonight. So Russ was probably this is his dream game, But when Kawhi and Paul George are healthy, it's like, man, why would you want Russell Westbrook on the court? What is he helping you? How is he helping you?
I don't know why the hell they made that signing. Like,
because Paul George begged.
Why would you do that? Like, if you're a franchise, why would you willingly take your own odds like that?
Paul George begged, and Paul George wanted another scapegoat on the team.
And now they're going to be in the fucking play-in. Like,
again.
What the fuck? I mean, like, they'll probably still beat the Grizzlies because whatever, but like, fucking hell. I don't know why the hell a team would do that to their own their own odds. It makes no sense to me.
Who knows?
Hey, according to this stat here, we might be making the Eastern Conference Finals. By the way,
Telling you.
Knicks have never had separate 8-game win streaks and not at least made the Eastern Conference Finals.
We're going to do so much winning, you're going to be sick of it.
Okay, Trump.
And when
Tyrese Trump over here.
And when you're tired of winning and you're saying, stop, it's too much winning, I'm going to say, no, it's not. And we're going to keep going.
We're going to
keep
build that
on
wall.
winning. Against Giannis in the semifinals.
Build that wall.
What is this post game turned into, dog?
We're going to go from Manhattan to Staten Island with Giannis goes to MSG.
We're going to have NYPD appreciation at the Garden.
It's going to be Eric Adams and Chris Christie locking guards in center court. And we're going to build that fucking wall.
They're gonna have Jerry. They're gonna bring Jerry Jones in as like the guest of honor. Dude, that picture of Jerry Jones kneeling with all the players with their arms locked, that shit cracks me up every fucking time I see it. It's like the funniest thing I've ever
staring into the camera.
Yeah.
He's like staring into the camera. He's just like, y'all want it.
He's like, look at me. I'm supporting them. Look at me. I'm supporting the blacks.
Yeah. Look at me with my boys.
Look at me with all these colored folk. I'm supporting them.
I'm on the field too.
The other one that reminds me of that is the obviously the Pelosi.
Oh my gosh, that's like the worst picture ever, yo. We're all like kneeling in like the Capitol or whatever.
Dude, the best part about that too is like it's just so brain dead because it was also during the middle of the pandemic where like nobody could leave their houses, and I'm like everything about this picture is so fucked right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I think once we're talking about Jerry Jones and Trump and Pelosi, I think we've reached time. You know, like I have to do
got a million other comments to address here. I don't know if they're all worth addressing right now, but I mean, shout out to everyone that has pulled up and left a comment.
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
Yeah, make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe. We're on our way to 1K subs. But yeah, Tag says Tag brings up a great point with the Quickley Brogdon thing. They do have another head-to-head matchup. Their last one Sunday. I have full confidence in Emmanuel Quickley the way he's been playing to completely outplay the shit out of Brogdon. Is Brogdon even healthy yet? Like, was he playing today?
Oh, he didn't.
Dude, he probably took tonight off for that game.
Oh yeah, you know, guys rest for the Knicks games.
I feel like when Brogdon misses a game, he tends to miss like a couple, so he might not play again. That's just
okay.
I have him on my fantasy team, so
Oh.
Every time I've seen him miss a game, like it feels like he misses a couple. So
I have no complaints there.
But I will say this: I would not be surprised. Like, forget the fact they're going to be, dialed up because they blew this game today. I would not be surprised if like they just try to get really physical with like Quickley, especially. I think because he's torched them now 2 games in a row, and I could see them just being like, not today, like not you, like you are not going to be the one that torches up today. So I'm curious to see how that goes. That'll be a good test for Quickley.
He'll ace it. Like
I guess we should preview that game just a little bit, or like give our expectations. But like, man, we can't win that game too, can we? Like, it's got to come to an end. Because like, if we win that game, we're winning 10 in a row. We're
winning 13 in a row if we.
They play Charlotte at home.
Yeah, I think Charlotte. They fought the good fight. Might be 1-2-3 Cancun time for them early. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't just say 13, man. Kings away is a tough game.
It is,
It's
like
like
that, but like we've surprisingly played well versus them on the road.
It's Randle Sabonis,
and it's Randle versus Sabonis. I love that matchup.
Well, Julius loves that matchup too.
I'm very confident.
Julius might drop 50. He had 46 last time. He might drop 50.
Hey,
No,
we
last
need a
time he got
50 point.
ejected.
No, I'm talking about last year when he played in Sacramento.
Oh, right. His 1 week last year where I was like, oh, so that guy's still in there somewhere.
That guy's still
Season,
there.
And that's,
He's there.
that's to be
Okay.
done.
All right.
Yeah. He had 46 on 2 free throws. That's still a nuts game to think about. But like, yeah. Like, I'm not worried about that game. He's gonna see red. It's a bonus. It's a bonus playing the 5, and I think people just kind of forgot it's a bonus. It's like, yeah, just go at him.
The Kings have gone on a little run here too, right? They're on a bit of a win streak. If I remember.
Yeah, they've been pretty good lately.
They've won 6 in a row now after tonight, unless this isn't updated yet.
Yeah, Mike Brown's gonna be coach of the year, like pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, I think
deserves
so.
it. They've been awesome.
He does deserve it. Like,
And they got a very eerily similar record to us too.
It's the most un-Mike Brown team too. Like they have the best offensive rating in NBA history. A Mike Brown team. Like that's another guy. I'm not saying he's been better, but I would at least put from an output standpoint. I would rather have Randle, but from an output standpoint on this season, I would put Sabonis at least similar to Randle. Sabonis has been awesome this year.
Don't let Randle hear that, man. He'll drop 50 on them.
Why? He'll just get pissed off and crush him.
Yeah.
Don't let Tyrese hear that. After the last time we played them, Tyrese was like, "Domantas Sabonis is terrible at basketball." I was like, "Whoa, like where's this coming from?"
A deep-rooted seated hate. Fuck Domantas Sabonis, dude. Domantas Sabonis is white privilege personified in the NBA.
Yo.
Because there's no way you're telling me Domantas Sabonis is somehow this great player that like uplifts franchises. All he does is lefty passes and wide to refs.
Who has ever told you that he alters a franchise?
I've heard a lot of people talk about, Domantas Sabonis is a two-time All-Star. Now he's a 3-time All-Star. You're telling me, like, Domantas Sabonis is legit, is an Aryan fucking menace in the league.
Wow.
Like,
okay. All right, enough. We're good.
God.
Let's move on.
Don't fucking me again. He's a white people. Oh, God. Domantas fucking Sabonis don't piss me off.
Damn.
He's got almost 70% true shooting percentage. He's been fucking great this year.
He's been awesome this year.
Whatever.
You know what?
Cal Bridges thing.
I accept that answer. Tyrese has earned it. You know, like he put up with a lot of shit for Randle for a year, so whatever.
When he gets fucking bounced in the first round, and people realize it's gonna be Domantas Sabonis guarding them at the rim, like we won't care about this.
Shout out to Doug. He brings up Strickland merch, which Jeff is rocking right now.
Always rocking.
So yeah, we got links in the description to everything, including Strickland merch. Check that out. We definitely got a new collection that just dropped. Brand new sweats, sweatshirts, tees, all that good stuff. So check it out. You know, some of us are gonna get our stuff in the mail soon, and we'll be able to show it off to you guys on stream. So, you know, definitely check that out. It's a great time to just, you know, cop some Knicks merch while the Knicks are thriving. So do that. Shout out Doug for bringing that up, because I mean I was gonna do it at the end of the stream, and we're approaching the end of the stream very quickly, so no pun intended there. I think we could end the stream here. Shout out to everyone that, you know, tuned in. Shout out to everyone that left a comment. As we are approaching 2 hours. Shout out to the 43 plus people that have been rocking with us for 2 straight hours, as we has divulged into like even like Nancy Pelosi talk here. So definitely shout out to y'all. We will be back on Sunday evening, I believe. It's the game is what, Sunday evening? It's on ESPN, right?
7:30 on ESPN.
Wait, sure. Are you actively like keeping Tyrese out of the stream?
No, I keep adding him. I think we're clicking it at the same time.
Oh, I'm like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, we'll. All right, you add him, Schwinn.
All right.
We kept both pressing it at the same time, so I kept removing you.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, we're clearly losing it. I'm going to watch highlights of this game again. Shout out to everyone that tuned in with us for these 2 hours. we'll be back on Sunday evening, afternoon. I don't know when the game is. After the Celtics game, hopefully we are on our way to 9 straight wins after that game.
Is that a
Definitely check
matinee
out
game?
every. I think it is. It's an
No.
ESPN game. I know that for sure.
It's 7:30.
It's
okay.
7:30. Okay.
Nice.
I know it's an ESPN game though.
It's ABC game.
Oh, it's ABC. I mean, that's ESPN.
Yeah, but we're gonna be the Big Boy Network.
All right.
So shut the fuck up.
Anyways, check out everything Strictly related in the description. We got links to the site, merch, Patreon, and Twitter. All great ways to support us. I already mentioned the merch. But yeah, check all that stuff out. And yeah, peace out, guys. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks
Fuck
for
about
joining.
this about us.